Welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans right here on the YouTube and the Twitch and wherever you get your podcast audio worldwide, baby. To my left, your right, our own local knockout for the evening, Alisha. How you doing?
Hey, doing pretty good. I got overwhelmed. Sorry. Hey, I'm fine. I'm 36 now, so that's great.
How was your birthday?
It was fun. It was on Mother's Day, so I spent the day with my mother and grandmother.
That's kind of funny, but like
three generations worth of. Well, I'm not a mom. I'm an animal mom.
Well, yeah, I hear you. It's okay. It's that. Well,
I'll live.
That's still a mom. You know, there's a lot of pet lovers that call themselves moms. It's
hey, what can I say, man? I like vacations.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. We already got some tips in here. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Adam. But folks, if you're going to do anything tonight, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Oh, man, we got a lot to get into tonight. This was a hell of a show. Overall, top to bottom, what did you think of the show?
I thought it was pretty well paced and, great matches all around. I enjoyed it.
Including some card subject to change. We'll get into that.
Oh, there was. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it wasn't anything huge. Well, it depends on how you look at it. There was no Alex Shelley. Oh, look, it's a wild Stefan.
Making rounds.
Cushing your head. Cash. Do you tell him that you do this when he walks through and you're like...
I think I mentioned it in passing.
I think it's absolutely hilarious. Thank you, Anna, for the super sticker.
Thank you.
Oh, it's a black kitty. See, it's funny. I've mentioned this before, but when I'm looking at the StreamYard on the side here, I can't tell what the super sticker is until I look at another tab that's open over here. Justin Miller, there's a hype hippo. I am not kidding you. It's a hype hippo. Thank you, Justin. And then there's Adam Impact gave us a shocked hippo. I don't know what is the hippo.
What are they actual hippos?
They look like hippos. Yeah. If you look at the chat and then you look at the sticker on the far right side to where the tip is, there's a hype hippo and then there's a shocked hippo.
I don't see any hippos.
It's here. Well, you can't.
I gotta go on the actual. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna do that because my volume's on. So
no, that's okay. That's okay. We don't want to throw you off.
I just wanted to see the hippos.
Yes, cush his head. So let's talk a little bit of news. And no, I'm not playing my own music. When I'm running things, I don't play my own stuff. I leave that up to Bill or Mark or whatever. So you guys can just pretend that there's me behind the desk.
Come on. There you go.
How's that going?
No, I'm good. You heard me.
I heard you. Do it again.
Clip it.
So we talked about this briefly on Thursday. The news about Willie Mack, it became, you could say, official from the horse's mouth within 24 hours of us talking about it on Thursday. Friday, he put out a post himself saying that he was finished with Impact Wrestling and that he thanked them, and then his booking information followed in the post. I'm going to miss Willie. I loved him. What do you think? Alisha? You're gonna miss them?
Again, man. Yeah, of course. Like I miss everybody we've lost so far off our roster. So of course.
Yeah, and it's like the machine keeps turning, but certain faces.
It's the way. Yeah, it's a bummer, but it's the way the beast, man.
Yeah, but at least we'll always have the infamous soundbite.
Do you got hair on your booty cheeks?
Oh. Well, we'll always have the hair on the booty cheeks.
Out of context, that is an amazing clip.
We are lucky to have had that, and and I'm not going to go into the discussion about my booty cheeks just for sentimental purposes. So, thank you, Willie, for what?
Much appreciated.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so thanks, Willie. We'll see you down the road. No clue what's next for him. I don't want to assume anything, like I always say. Now, this is jumping forward a bit. We all know and we can see, especially up to here, up in the corner here, we see that we have a brand new, or you could say returning, depending on, how you are as a fan. For some people, it may be new. Formerly known as, I believe she was known as Jade before in TNI Impact Wrestling. She was part of the Dollhouse, I believe, with
Taryn Terrell and Marty Bell.
Yes, there we go. And it all rhymes.
And then Taryn Terrell was replaced by Rebel.
Okay, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was sued. Then not long after, I think the Dollhouse disbanded. Because then Rebel and Marty Bell were out, and then Jade went on her solo run.
Okay. And she became Knockouts champ after that, right?
Yes. No, I think she had a couple of rivals right before that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's like, because then she had that match with Rosemary, what the hell is it called?
The Monsters Ball.
The Monsters Ball,
I think.
And then at one, I don't know, I can't get the order right. I was gonna say, and then she had something with Gail, and then I don't remember.
Okay. So, and I was real back and forth at that time, honestly. So I don't, if you ask me about Jade / Mia Yim's title reign or what she did beforehand, I can't tell you much. I've seen the clips of the Dollhouse, and that's about it. But I've seen her stuff. I know her worth. I know she knows her worth, and she is back in Impact Wrestling. So for those of you who don't know, she is a very talented women's wrestler. She is a tremendous addition. The news I'm getting to, besides her debuting, and we'll get to that portion a little later, we found out through some sources, and I don't remember what exactly the sources were. I just saw an article and saw a video on it. Apparently, it's shorter than what I think most of us had hoped for, because most join for 2-3 years, depending on who it is.
Mm-hmm.
She's only joining for 6 months.
Okay.
Now that's not to say that can't change, but we know her husband works somewhere else. And I think a lot of people, here's that word I hate to use, assume that she would go to work with her husband. So whatever the deal is, whatever the future may be, let's just appreciate it for what it is right now and enjoy her. Like I said, it may be longer. You never know in the world of wrestling. Look what happened with Jonah. Look what's happened with Morrissey. It's been a great time with them. I think we got more stuff from the fans from them than we expected. So we'll see what happens, right?
For sure.
What do you think about that?
That's okay. The Iconics or the Inspiration were only around for 6 months, so
That's true. Yeah, and their exit was very shocking, you know.
well, that's a different case. Like, I mean, if Miriam at the end of her 6 months contract goes, I retire, then I would be like, wow, that's crazy. But otherwise, it is what it is. And, the current climate on working wrestling is you make yourself available to potentially go other places too. So, that's fine.
Yeah, and you never know what people are dealing with in their own personal lives. She dealt with her own stuff as she also helps her. They're married now, right? Her and
Yes, they
Keith
got married
Lee.
at Disney World.
That's it. I couldn't remember if they were still.
Keith Lee,
There's so
yeah.
many couples in the world of wrestling, you forget who's actually tied the knot and who's just together. But she helped him through a lot of health issues over the course of the last few years. So, and like I said, she went through some other stuff, and I think I heard a quote of something of she kind of let herself go as far as like the wrestling, said you keep your body in shape. Well,
Yeah, she went through it, man.
Yeah, but she's back, and now clue me in on this. Because I'm not super familiar with what she was like before. She calls herself the HBIC. What does that stand for?
Head bitch in charge.
Oh, I like that.
Right? I imagine so. I could be wrong. I could have a different meaning.
That makes sense. I'm sure that's what it is. Like one of those urban dictionary things. Yes. I like that.
That's an old school saying. I remember saying that when I was a teenager. That's cool. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it means. I remember Mia Yim and CZW and shit. So she's been all across the wrestling ocean.
Oh, see, now that's interesting. That's CZW. Now I know they've had a bit of a reputation in the past.
Get this. So, in her earlier days, at one point, she was paired with Adam Cole.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got their come up together, basically.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, look up. You guys have to Google exists, right? I'm not calling you out. I'm not saying that.
No,
but I'm
and I preach that too. It's like if you want to know more, just jump.
Well, no, it's like I hear a name and I see someone I like, and I look them up on YouTube, and then you find some gems. You find people have been in places you never expected, and it's fun little journey to find those little niche parts of a wrestler's career.
And this is why I love our audience. Thank you, Mayor. He says HBIC head bone in charge. I like that. That could be a future T-shirt coming soon to a shop near you. I like that. Somebody make a design for that for me.
Put it on a T-shirt.
Hell yeah. I love that. I like that. She'd probably get a giggle out of that. All right, so that's about it for news. There is the news of Sammy returning. We are very excited about that. What I think is hilarious is there were actually news sources out there a day or two prior reporting that he was returning soon. And it's like, have you been not watching, paying attention, reading the tea leaves, so to speak? I mean, we all knew this weeks ago. And then a couple of days prior to the event, oh, by the way, did you know? Yeah, we all knew.
Yeah. Hey.
It's so funny that, what comes out as actual news. It's like, that's not news. Nice try, but thanks for playing. And of course, we have new tag champs. That I believe. Oh no, there was AAA women's title that changed she retained. Excuse me. I got that mixed up with Rebellion. Pardon me. But yeah, we have new tag champs.
Yes.
What do you think about the new tag champs?
Cool.
I'm
fantastic.
She keeps it short and sweet, folks.
I keep it going.
It's all right. I'm ecstatic for this, and I know there's a lot of times that the fans get, here's that word, critical about slingshotting people towards the title, and boom, they show up, and then boom, they get it. And I think a lot of times people don't like that. But in this case, I'm just excited that they're a part of the company, so I don't even care. What do you think about that?
It's just how the way Impact's kind of been going for a little while. That's always kind of been their MO, is to have the new person come in and be champ. So when you become immune to it, like we have, cool.
Yeah.
Let's liven shit up a little bit.
Yeah.
Change the landscape.
It is. And I'm sure one way or another they are, like they said they wanted to, going to go through the whole tag team roster. So
I hope that's true, because I feel like if you're going to have so many tag teams, that why not at least see all of them in some formation of a match against each other without it being a triple, quadruple man, all teams in one go kind of thing. Like, how about weekly? It's just two teams having tag matches and so on and so forth.
Yeah, there's plenty of stables, groups, whatever you would call them, in this company now that you can switch it up. You can change it up.
Bro.
Yeah, between tag matches, single matches.
I feel like a couple months ago there was this phase where Impact was kind of having these like hodgepodge matches of unexpected people against each other, and they were bangers. Like, I just love to see some variety. That's all.
Oh yeah, and that's great, especially when it does come to like the singles matches.
We've got great rosters, so I always like to see everybody's faces as often as possible.
Yeah, it's not hard in this company now to switch things up and keep it
lively. Like, I get it. Like on TV, I understand ratings play a huge part of how shows are booked. That's something maybe people don't talk about often enough, is that ratings do make or break what a storyline and stuff's gonna go about as. But wing it. Live a little.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, this isn't a knock on Impact Wrestling, but for a few years now, they haven't been part of the whole ratings thing. It's like, people talk about it now because now they are actually part of the Nielsen thing, but it's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Let the big guys duke that shit out and get gnarly on each other for that. It's like, I just enjoy Impact for what it is. I don't care if it's $100K each week. The quality's there. The roster's there. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I don't care,
And hell, it's a hell of a party at a live event.
It
have
is.
a great time at an Impact show.
And that's why I kind of wanted Mr. Front Row Bill here for this one, but he's at a different show tonight. He's actually at NXT tonight. But we'll get him back
they're in
here.
Providence, Rhode Island? Where are they? They gotta be close, maybe. I don't know. Bill's everywhere. I don't know how he does it, but God bless him.
No, he went down to they tape in Florida.
Oh, NXT doesn't travel?
No, they haven't traveled since the beginning of the Panini.
Smart.
They did the studio. Well, everyone was doing some kind of like studio type home base shows, and then they started putting people in the audience and stuff. And now they actually have. It's funny what NXT has now almost looks like the old Impact Zone in Florida. It's the same but different. It's obviously the colors are bright and hoo-hoo. It's like an acid trip on crack.
It's for the young folks. The hello, fellow kids. Ooh.
I'm pretty sure none of the young folks know what the hell you just did, but I do, and I
am totally relatable. I'm not showing my age at all.
I'm Macarena. Yeah. My God, that's from like 20 years ago. Jiminy Christmas.
Nothing trips me out more than hearing something was 20 years ago and then remembering how old I am and being like, oh shit. Existential crisis much? Jesus. All right. What were we talking about though?
We're talking about Under Siege. That I just heard this morning that my wife always plays the whole, I don't know what she gets it from, but she plays a video every morning. It's in her notifications. And it shows like, oh, this 80s hit came out today.
40 years ago.
Yeah, 34, 35 years ago. And it was like Pet Shop Boys, West End Girls. And I'm like, crap, I was like 10.
Classic rock. Takes on a whole new meaning once you hit a certain age range.
It's unbelievable. It's like, I just grew like 3 more gray hairs. Thanks a lot.
Like the Backstreet Boys are golden oldies, bro. Like...
And they're coming here this summer.
They're everywhere, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they're doing that touch of, they're touching up. They're getting rid of all the gray hairs too. Don't tell me they don't have that shit.
The show. Where did we leave off?
Oh yes. Well, we didn't actually start it yet. We were kind of doing some news.
Yes.
Well, shall we?
Okay. I think we should.
Okay, yeah, we're 20-some minutes in. Let's do this before we start losing people. So, Under Siege, yes. Impact Wrestling's Under Siege was this past weekend. We're doing this better late than never. Thanks, everyone, for being patient. The countdown, this is where the card subject to change comes in. We were not expecting this, but this was a pleasant match to have on here. I mean, this is kind of like, all right, let's get everybody in there, but they obviously can't get everybody in there. We got Raj Singh and Shera versus Rhino and Heath. That was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Some good old tag team wrestling.
Good match. Slightly predictable, but great match nonetheless.
It's just fun. It's curious seeing Raj and Shera together because Shera's still kind of new coming back. I'm glad he's healthy again because he had kind of some hiccups with injuries here and there. But Rhino and Heath, man, it's just fun to watch them. I don't care if they get titles or not. I'm just glad they're a part of the roster. They're a fun tag.
Yes.
Anything's better than watching Rhino sit on a lawn chair in the middle of the ring eating bologna sandwiches. Damn it, Vince. You know what you did with Rhino. This is Justin Miller with the tip. Thank you. It's a lot quicker time than that emergence review. Wink, wink, wink. Hey, we do what we do.
I always make faces to the camera as if I just assume that everyone is watching on the YouTube, but there's people via audio, right? So you can't even tell.
Yeah.
I'm pandering to nothing here.
They are there.
It's I give thumbs up and I don't know if people see it.
we like people to join us live, but we appreciate everybody for whenever they can watch us. Oh, and for those of you that don't know, there is something new that we signed up for. This is just a really quick thing I'll throw in here. Thank you, Courtney, for the super sticker. Oh, it's an umbrella on a beach. I'll take it because guess what? It was damn near 90 today. In Wisconsin, it was ridiculous. But anyways, shit, what was I going to say now? Oh, there's a new thing. There's a new feature on YouTube. If you don't catch us live and you miss us and you want to watch the replay, and for some of our folks here, our regular tippers, you still can tip us. There is now on the replays a thanks button below. You're not going to see it now because we're live, but on the replays, there's a thanks button and you can click that and you can tip that way as well. So I think that's pretty cool. So,
but also to play devil's advocate, you don't have to tip.
by no means you do not.
While much appreciated, it is not obligated nor necessary to be part of the fun.
No, it's just exciting that YouTube added that, because I cut on YouTube a lot for, they did this and they did that. Well, this is a positive. So
it's a double-bladed sword, bro.
Don't say that. Jeez.
YouTube. Be on YouTube. You love it, but you hate it because it's interesting.
Well, that way, yes. Yeah, I hear you. All right. So, Rhino and Heath win this match. Any thoughts on this one?
I just thought it was fun. Nice startup match. Get the show started. Yeah.
There you go.
Great win.
It is. And then the second match here, we got a triple threat X Division style match. Now, here's where the card subject to change really is, because this one was supposed to be
Shelly.
Yes, thank you. Mike Bailey versus Alex Shelley. Now, Alex Shelley was not there, but I think I heard he was at the following night. I think I read that somewhere. I didn't hear what he did or any spoilers or anything like that. But so whatever the case was, I'm not like, I wonder what happened. I don't need to know that.
Card subject to change, bro.
Exactly. That's why I said that. Yeah. But we got Laredo Kid, Mike Bailey, and Rich Swann in an amazing triple threat. This was a great way to kick this all off. In fact, I'm a little surprised this didn't go first, but they don't always have to do the X Division style matches first. So that's all right. But Rich Swann got a win here.
Yes.
It was good for him. I mean, it sucks that Willie's gone, but this just shows that, hey, Rich Swann is still special. They're giving him some love, and it could lead to maybe something good for him down the road. I mean, you win something like this, you could be considered a number one contender, maybe. We'll have to see.
Agreed.
Any thoughts on Rich winning this?
Great. Congratulations. X Division triple way matches are always really fun and exciting.
Oh, yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, and I'm just glad Rich is still a part of this. He's a diehard great wrestler. So, Mayor says J-Bone, Alex Shelley was wrestling for another promotion on the same day as Under Siege? Really?
He had a prior commitment then.
Oh,
wow.
That's not the first time, because the same thing happened at Rebellion too, wasn't it, or something? I forget.
Alex Shelley's a wild card, guys. Like, you just keep it at that.
Yeah. I mean, we're lucky we got him. That's how I look at it. All right, now on to the main part of the show. Now, this match was originally on the pre-show, but what you got there?
Nothing.
What is that? Is that some sweets?
It's all right. So it's a giant Hostess cupcake. Oh, almost smashed onto my. This is from the local bakery near me.
Oh,
a giant
nice.
Hostess. I spent like $50 to get junk food, but I got some for my mom for Mother's Day too. So
there you go.
I'm not going to eat it while I'm there. I'm just going to stare at it until this is over.
There you go. Well, we'll try to keep it going so that you don't just lose it and just smash it into your face at some point. Thank you, Bell's Boy, for the super chat. For Impact, the zombie of WCW. Love you guys. Oh, yes. I know what that quote is from. I don't even want to get into that because I think he had something in his drink that day or something. I don't know what the
Surely. I don't know what to talk about. I don't. But
you don't.
Let's continue. We don't need to get into it.
We don't.
Moving on.
Main card. Yes. Moving right along.
Moving on up.
That too. We've got Madison Rayne with Tenille Dashwood in her corner versus Giselle Shaw.
With Alisha in her corner.
Yes. What do you think about this new?
I support it. While I'm not opposed to Giselle, I felt like she needs, for the meantime, just a little partner. And any reason to get Lish on screen is a-okay to me. So bring it on.
Yeah. We love her.
We love Lish.
She's goofy. She could be fun. She could be hardcore. She could bring whatever, So yeah, for what it's worth for now, we'll see. If it's a little more comedy than anything, we'll see. But what did you think of Madison Rayne versus Giselle Shaw?
So this was a fun match. It's good. It's another good showcase to see what Giselle can do. And Madison's iconic, so I liked it. They gave each other. It was one of those ones where at first I couldn't really tell which direction they were going to go, but it's good. I like that Giselle got the win.
Yeah.
Should be interesting to see how this rivalry continues now that Giselle has a partner to go against Tenille and Madison. So,
and I believe the follow-up to this is happening on this next episode of Impact Wrestling. I believe I saw the card for that. So
okay.
That's pretty exciting. But yeah, so Giselle Shaw wins this with a running knee.
Yes.
And this is still fairly new to my eyes. And because I saw her a lot in like WoW Women of Wrestling, but I don't remember, 3-4 years ago, whatever she was doing as far as like moveset. And her athleticism versus Madison Rayne really shined through to the point that both these ladies got a standing ovation and "This is awesome" chant by the end of it.
Yeah, totally.
Not bad for a start-off match to kick off the evening, eh? So, bravo. Yeah, bravo to both these ladies. Can't wait to see that tag match coming this Thursday evening. At least I believe it is. Next, we got Gia Miller with the Briscoes, and they're just anytime they're doing a promo, they are so fun to watch. I'm fairly certain
they spoke words.
What's that?
I'm fairly certain they spoke words.
Yeah, something English?
I caught it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're bringing it back to... They're bringing the belts back to wherever they live.
Yes. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple. And to the point.
Yes. So then we got Maclin versus Sabin. Now, depending on, who you like, who you love, who's your favorite and whatnot, some people I think would call this match of the night. This was an amazing match.
High octane. full of fuel.
It was.
These two were gunning for it. So yeah, it was pretty intense.
Yeah, especially seeing as Sabin wanted a little payback from Rebellion, which wasn't that long ago.
No.
And great to see Sabin get the win here. I mean, Maclin's been on a roll. Don't get me wrong. And I love me some Maclin. I love his energy, his performance in the ring, everything he brings, his look, everything, his charisma. But Sabin is one of those old school Impact guys that sometimes you forget how damn good he is in the ring.
Old school. I swear that guy is 25.
He's, like I said, what he's been doing over the course of the last year or two has been nothing short of phenomenal. It really has. It's I'm a little, with the matches he's had, I'm a little surprised he hasn't had a world championship run. Seriously.
Maclin?
No, Sabin.
Oh yeah. Fingers crossed we'll eventually at some point see him in that position, because I feel like he'd be a decent world champ.
Yeah. I think he could pull it off. I mean, he's a different performer than he was back then, but man, he's still so good. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, dude, so talented. Like a fine wine, that man's wrestling's gotten. Gets better with age.
Right. But he wins with the cradle shock here, and we'll see what's up with both these guys coming down the next few episodes. Then we got Gia Miller again with Deonna Purrazzo. She's talking about getting that title back. And that leads right into the AAA Reina de Reinas women's title match. Deonna Purrazzo trying to get that title away from the defending Taya Valkyrie.
I need a few snaps and a cheerio, bro, because this is a top-notch match, especially with the interesting follow-up to Deonna acting funky and out of line.
Yeah.
Had to answer to the HBIC Mia Yim.
Yeah, and if that leads to we get Mia Yim in a singles feud against Deonna, if that's what we get out of this, I am not complaining. And oh my goodness, we got a wild Uncle Mark in his house. What's up, bro?
I told you I'd do my best to make it. What's going on, peeps?
Hello. I just made it in time to talk about somebody named Mia Yim.
Oh, nice. Are we doing the Reina de Reinas match?
Yeah, we just got to it, bro.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I set it up. Go on. Don't let me interrupt.
Please, because we talked. The only thing we talked about prior to this, as far as like news leading into the review, is that she's around now. Her contract is only 6 months.
Yeah, but so was Jonah, and he ended up staying longer. And
right.
The inspiration were 6 months, and I like what they did with it. So to me, Justin recently in the Discord mentioned how tired he is of contract talk, and I think I'm kind of getting there too. It's like people are going to come and go, man. This company, we all know what this company is. People come and go. This is how it operates. Yes, we all get attached, but you know what? Like, our favorites leave and they come back. Taya was gone for what, a year and a half, and she's back. So if you like somebody and they leave, that doesn't mean they're gone forever. You might see them down the road.
Yeah, exactly.
The door is always open.
Yeah, and it's unless
you're Tessa.
Yeah, or someone else, some other names that we don't like to even say. Mark, when did you start watching Impact, and do you remember anything from Mia Yim's first run in Impact Wrestling?
So I watched the Asylum years, and then I didn't watch again until the Anthem era, actually. But I did watch. I did see Mia Yim's run though, because I went back and I watched from whatever the beginning of the app is, 2015. I think I watched all the stuff from 2015 forward. So I have seen her run. I think, yeah.
Oh, so you've really gotten your money's worth out of it.
Yeah. When I first got back into Impact, I started at the beginning of 2015 because it didn't go back any further. There's like that big 8-year gap or whatever. And I thought, well, I don't want to go all the way back to the beginning. So I'm just going to start it where they have it. And it was right around when I think like Jade Rosemary for the title was right around when I started watching.
So it's right after her Dollhouse run.
Yeah, somewhere right in there. Like,
Okay.
I want to say that like Lacey Von Erich was maybe around at that time. I don't know. It's been a while since I marathoned it all, several years ago. But yeah, I saw some of it, or I saw all of it, but after the fact.
I know Lacey Von Erich was around, but I couldn't tell you that.
No, that was earlier that she was around.
I think it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were talking. Do you also have any comments on the Deonna Purrazzo Taya Valkyrie match?
I mean, another fucking fantastic match. Like everybody, I think this is one of our favorite feuds, right? Like these are two of our favorite knockouts going at it. I don't think this is over for a while. I mean, I think it's over for now, but not in the long run. Like I have a feeling we're going to get Taya Deonna as our big top of the card knockouts rivalry for a long time to come if they both stay. So I think this is a temporary, like, obviously, I guess Mia's going, well, we'll get to that at the end, but I think they're going to move the two of them separate ways for now. But like, as long as the Reina de Reinas title's involved too, that's something for them to fight over that doesn't have to revolve around the Knockouts World Championship. So that's great. We've essentially got 2 women's belts right now, sort of.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I don't know if Taya's sticking around after this. I really have no clue.
It sure sounds like it. If you watch, so Impact is doing those next day social media promos now, like backstage after the event, right? Like where they catch them backstage, and really awesome. Those are great.
Yeah.
Well, shit, what was I talking about? Taya's. Yeah, Taya. She's talking about Mia coming back and how she can't. Oh, I had to hit the ball a few times before I came and got on. But she's talking about like welcome home, welcome back. It sure as hell sounds like Taya's prepared to be a permanent or at least somewhat long-term fixture. So, and I don't think it's just me being like a biased super fan or anything. It really does sound like she's sticking around. So, yeah, hope.
Even though you are.
Yeah, no, absolutely. but that's what I'm saying. Take that out of it. I do honestly think she's going to stick around.
Yeah, I'm crossing my fingers for that one too. Lisa, any other thoughts on the match or what came after?
No, other than fuck yeah, let's get this going. How exciting!
So clearly they're running with her character that she pitched at NXT, and they shot down and wouldn't let her do the kawaii like street kawaii anime girl. Like that's clearly what they're doing with the cat masks. I forget I'm losing the word in Japanese right now, but the whole neon-y stuff.
Yeah.
Like they obviously are letting her do that character. Like it's like a gaming type thing, right? Which is totally her.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of us too have high expectations for her coming back. And if they let her run with this, as we've seen them do, and she's really passionate about it, which I'm guessing she is if she's held this idea for this long, we may be in for a really hot 6 months.
I think so.
Yeah, I hope her confidence is back. I know she struggled a bit with it. She talked openly, publicly about anxiety and confidence and stuff, but it sounds like she's in a better place now. So I think we're really going to see like show improve type stuff from Mia Yim.
Yeah, we'll see where this goes. Nonetheless, it's a tremendous addition to the Knockouts division for as long as we have it. So
yeah,
like I said at the beginning of the review, let's just enjoy it for what it is,
Yep.
So yeah, can't wait. All right, next we got Trey Miguel in the back with Gia Miller talking about getting that title back. Which leads us to the X Division title match. Trey Miguel versus Ace Austin defending the X Division title.
It's been a bangorama.
Absolutely. This was an amazing match. Thoughts on this?
Mark?
I know the main event was fucking unbelievable. This may have actually been my match of the night. It's right there with the main event. Like Trey and Ace, this is our fucking call it whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? Somebody said Flair Sting, which is a very lofty comparison. But yeah, yeah, I don't remember who said that. Shout out to whoever said that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think like these two guys have had, I don't know how many matches we've seen between them now, 6 or 7 probably, plus multi-mans and things like that.
And it all started with a mom.
Yeah, exactly. It was a bangorama, right? All because Trey's hottie mom. But that's when we saw Trey first like promo, and it wasn't crappy. Like that was Trey's first good promos with Ace in the stairwell. These dudes have history. Like they came in not together, but really close to each other. They're roughly the same age. Both of them are spectacular as fuck. Like I couldn't love either one of these guys more. I couldn't even cheer for something. Every spot was awesome. Every move was great. I want both these guys to win all the time. Both of these guys are my heroes on the roster right now. Like I'm a Trey guy and I'm an Ace guy. I'm so happy that this feud is a long ongoing thing that they're always seemingly going to pick back up. Like the whole fight forever shit that people chant. That's Trey and Ace for me. I could take this match every fucking
That's
week.
awesome.
I love it. It's so, to me, watching Trey and Ace, I feel like a kid. Like all the best rivalries come out in me for Trey and Ace. These guys, there must have been 10 moves I've never seen from them before combined in this match. Like these guys love working with each other, and it absolutely shows.
Yeah, there's a comfort to it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They feel like our guys too. Those are our guys. Like they're top of the card guys, middle of the card guys. They're champions. They're regular presences on the show. They don't work somewhere else. Those are our dudes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the only other place I've seen them, and I know they do other indies, but the only other place I've really paid attention to them is the AAW. And and they pull off the same amazing matches there. So it's just a win-win, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Alisha, what'd you think of the X Division match?
Fantastic.
Yeah, these they don't miss.
Yeah, they don't miss. It's like, how do you follow up with after Mark put it so eloquently? Like, this was a great match. And these two, again, because they have history with each other as far as in-ring and storytelling, like they just keep getting better. Like it's great.
There's a flow to it. Yeah, they got chemistry. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think they're even as old as J-Bone combined at this point. So we got lots.
Yeah, they're young. They're 20s, right?
Thanks a lot, Mark. That's some great math there, Mark.
Sorry, Jay. I think Ace is 25 and Trey's 26 or something like that.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Babies.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm not a math guy, but...
And you know what's crazy about that? Putting in retrospective, these guys haven't even hit the pinnacle of their...
not even close.
And look at how much they've done. Like, they haven't even peaked. It's crazy.
This was Trey's first fucking run with a belt ever in Impact.
Yeah.
The Rascals didn't get dick. They didn't get shit done.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is the beginning of Trey's career. We're gonna look back at Trey Miguel's career in 15 or 20 years and be like, oh shit, you remember when he was like a high dopey stoner with those two dudes? Like that's gonna be Trey Miguel.
Won the belts, but not really because he got drunk off of
that was bullshit. Dude, like that's the thing. Trey Miguel's gonna be a legend. And one day it's gonna be like, remember when he was like Marty Jannetty in the Rockers?
Yeah, I see him being world champ one day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It may not be tomorrow, this year, but it's in his future, I for sure.
Yeah, Trey is like, I loved him before he came back, but when he came back to Impact, like that was forever, bro. Like forever, my guy.
Yeah.
Always Trey McGill, my guy. You know,
but in his transformation, and we've talked about this. About a few, I might say like a handful of people, give and take, who you pay attention to. Before he left, he was Trey. We loved him, but he was just like a skinny, T-Bone.
He was a rascal. He was a rascal.
Right. He came back and got, pushed by, and I mean in a positive way, by guys like Sami Callihan and the rest of the roster that worked with him when he came back. And he completely transformed himself into just an amazing, I don't know,
an amazing singles competitor.
He is absolutely ripped.
Yeah.
And
he didn't look like a kid
too. They've
just both ripped.
They are. And I'm just saying that they take pride in what they're doing. And it shows,
Yes,
absolutely.
They have passion, like the audience is saying.
They have what? Yes, passion. Absolutely. That's our boy Trey. And he doesn't feel like
I look like a young boy to you.
Yeah, no young boy.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
You're a young girl fan.
You used to could do Trey, but not anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly, Alisha, I can picture that with Trey too. I mean, this is a brand that has chosen to, in a positive way, bet on this kid, Trey Miguel.
Sure enough.
Along with, certain others that you feel are like cemented in the roster, like Ace Austin and a few others. But yeah, the future's wide open for these guys, no matter what they do. So
yeah, the two of them together, to just the power of them together, keep them always together and at odds. So you've got a career babyface and a career heel and Impact. If they wanted it to go that way with these two, they could easily let this run forever. Yeah. It takes care of itself at this point.
Yeah, here, this is great. Critical Sting says Spider Trey versus Ace Gambit. I love it. Yeah. Good stuff right there.
First time I ever saw Ace Austin, I was like, holy shit, his gimmick is Gambit. It took me like 1 second to figure it out. So it's a pretty good gimmick. It works.
Right. If you're a Marvel guy, you see it. If not, it's just, he's like
magic
like an illusionist.
Yeah.
Which either way, it's
I love the cane. The cane was always so cool.
Yeah.
He's Gambit, bro.
I know. The rules. All right.
Yeah. So he wins with the fold, and like I said, we'll see what's next for these two.
They have protected the fold so well. It's so well protected. Love it.
They have. Finisher. They really have. Yeah. That's money right there.
Yeah.
Next, we've got not necessarily was my favorite thing of the night, but this was certainly one of my favorite things to look forward to. Is these two stables going head to head, and this could have went either way. We got Honor No More represented by their lead guy Eddie Edwards. You got Taven, Bennett, the King, and of course the I don't know what you call him. He's really an enigma in himself. Sorry Jeff, but this guy is becoming Impact's enigma is Vincent. Of course, brought to the ring by Maria Kanellis, who was all sorts of sparkly that night. My goodness.
Those got great outfits.
That was a wild outfit.
Yeah, it was. It was. Whew. Bullet Club, represented by the Good Brothers, of course. They're too sweet. We got the return of El Phantasmo, which is what I think a lot of us were.
Hell yeah.
Looking forward to. I don't know what
his entrance is my favorite entrance in all of wrestling.
It's too much sugar or something.
He's so ridiculous.
We got Chris Bay and of course the Switchblade himself, Jay White. Thoughts on this one, guys?
Well, good thing you're here, Mark, because I missed this entire match. I was making chicken fingers.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a better reason.
That's okay.
This was actually, so I've on this show many times mentioned I don't care for multi-mans. I think it's lazy booking. But in this case, this is actually really good booking, right? They've been doing this, building this up for a long time. These are our two big stables at the moment.
Right.
VBD is more of a Freebird style tag team right now. So these are really our two big factions. I was actually really looking forward to this match just because I like almost everybody in it. Matt Taven has really won me over. since coming over, and then I like most of the rest of those guys. Love Kenny King. Obviously, Jay White, ELP's return was huge. I knew this match was going to be crazy shenanigans. There's way too much to go over, but the Bullet Club back rakes, I was fucking dying. I was so high. And like when ELP did the first one off the ropes, I was like fucking roaring. I was crying laughing at this. It was so stupid. So to me, like that made for an awesome match. I really enjoyed this match. It was exactly what I expected it to be. It was a lot of cool wrestling. They redid the Kanellis 2012 G1 finalist Karl Machine Gun Anderson spot from New Japan. This was really good. I liked it. It was a nice break in the show. Alisha, I would recommend actually going back and watching this. It's a super fun match.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. If you watch it for anything, you check out Maria Kanellis' outfit, which gets plenty of camera time.
That was crazy.
It was also, when they say it was sparkly, that's an understatement. It was
well, I saw the outfit on social media. I just haven't watched the match.
There you go. All right. So now you just
it's very distractingly shiny at ringside.
That's the purpose. She wouldn't be a good manager if she wasn't distracting. That's her whole job.
That's cool. Good point.
And her husband would call her too sweet. So Honor No More gets the win here.
Needed it. Big win.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah, they needed that win.
They did. And I feel like this really cements them because they've had kind of a rough road since they've showed up. I mean, they've been kind of, steamrolling here and there, showing up and interfering and promos and whatnot. But they needed this. They
did. I think real life kind of got in the way for them, and they were unfortunate victims of circumstance, like our boy Jake Christ, right? Like TK bought up RH, and it kind of threw this whole thing because we had Carrie Silken over, and all sorts of shit was going on, and then you can tell that something clearly happened, and we know what that something was.
The Forbidden Door slammed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? I'm ecstatic to have this group of people in from Ring of Honor. I like all of them. I've never been a Mike Bennett fan, but right now he doesn't bother me because he doesn't do shit. He's so quiet and like just kind of background that like I like him a lot with Taven. Like as a tag team, they're fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
He lets the wrestling do the talking, and I appreciate that. I love Maria either way.
Yeah, I like Maria as well. Mike's just kind of there to me. I never liked his ring style so much, but
I love when he's douchey with Maria, like when they had their first run. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
I did not like him then.
See, and I didn't appreciate him in Impact. I was a huge fan of his in Ring of Honor,
which I never saw.
And go look up some of those matches that he had in Ring of Honor.
Oh, I have since.
You did. All right.
Oh, they're great together. He's so much better as a tag team wrestler, I think, at least from what I've seen.
He is. He's great with Taven, and I haven't seen a lot of those, but I'm still a fan of his. And just the whole group overall. I mean, it's kind of a Island of Misfit Toys into its own. Different guys doing different things, but they all got the job done here. So I also just want to touch on one more thing. I feel like the future of the Bullet Club in Impact Wrestling is a bit of a mystery. I mean, I know El Phantasmo stuck around the next day for the tapings. I don't know how long the rest of them are sticking around because we know there's stuff coming up in another company.
Yeah, but that's like a one-night thing, right?
It is, but I don't know how much that's going to play out on TV. So I don't know, how much they're going to be in Impact as opposed to somewhere else. There's, the Bullet Club is starting to really touch in different places a lot. So for what it is, I'm glad that Honor No More got this win because it just makes them feel, like I said, it's a stronger foothold in the company,
Yeah, I agree. And then you make a very good point that the Bullet Club thing could technically disappear tomorrow. It's not an Impact thing.
Right.
So having Honor No More really solidified as the big stable, the effective group is important.
Right. It's just cool because it's around for now. I mean, granted, Chris Bay is an Impact guy.
Yeah.
So that certainly helps. But if he goes somewhere else to like represent them, I'm fine with it. I'm completely fine with it, you know?
Yeah. Well, we've been clamoring for our guys to get some time somewhere else. So once Japan is a little more open, like Ace is heading over for the Best of the Super Juniors, that's going to be fantastic. I imagine we'll watch that in the Discord because we're all going to be rooting our asses off for Ace. So
I have no clue exactly when that's starting, but we're going to keep an eye out for
soon.
that.
I think it's soon.
Is it? So he must have just left town.
I think that was the plan. I think him and El Phantasmo to go back over there to make Best of the Super Juniors. I think somebody like Bell's Boy who watches more New Japan than me would probably know, but I think it may even be this weekend coming up.
Okay. All right.
Not sure though.
We'll see. But nonetheless, yeah, I can't wait to see what they do. All right. So so like I said, Honor No More gets a really needed big win here for their team.
23rd says Bell's Boy. Thank you, Bell's Boy.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Bell's Boy. Appreciate it. So, okay. So we got a little wait.
Right. Yeah.
Probably has to quarantine over there for a few weeks.
Yeah,
That's
we'll figure
it.
Yeah, I think it's still 10 days over there, I think. But we'll figure it out between now and then what we're going to do. So we'll probably watch in the Discord somewhere, somehow.
Yeah. And we might even talk about it on here. Who knows? We'll see.
Could be a Smash episode. Never know.
Could be. I don't talk a lot of New Japan, but I have been paying attention to it a little more now that it's a little more US based too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it helps.
All right, now we got the Knockouts World Title match. Havoc from DK going after Tasha Steelz defending. Unique match here because both women came alone to the match.
Yes.
What'd you think, Alisha, about that?
I thought that was a good call. I forget who said it on commentary, but they even brought up the fact that they put it in the way like, can Tasha actually win without Savannah's assistance? And, lo and behold, Tasha did.
In a strong match, by the way. I liked this match better. It was better than Rosemary's match with Tasha Rebellion, I thought. I thought this was a really good match.
It was slow-paced but intense.
And speaking of the Forbidden Door, we got
look at that. Live from NXT.
And there's the wristband to prove it. How you doing?
We are NXT.
Doing good. Well, here's the thing. The Street Crew is out. Look what was on the car.
Oh, boy.
Nice.
Oh,
the real wrestling. Why are you at NXT?
Because it's in Orlando, and I'm there. I went down early before the tapings in Kissimmee.
Now, those tapings are coming up soon, just in a few days, right?
Friday night. Saturday night.
That was so fast. That is ridiculous.
The quickest in modern Impact history.
Like Anthem era?
Yeah.
This is really fast. So
technically, I guess they did a week between a pay-per-view and the following TV tapings when they did the one-off pay-per-views a few times. But this is very quick.
Did they only do one set of tapings on Sunday last week?
They did 1 day of tapings, correct.
1 full day, 2 sets?
Yeah, two sets. It should be 2 sets. We'll see what it winds up being because they can do whatever.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out. So what are we getting right now? 2 weeks of TV taped at a time? Is that what they're doing?
That's usually what it is.
This will be 1 week then, basically, of tapes.
Yeah, because they taped what should be 2 episodes. So obviously we have one Thursday, but then do they go with that next episode the following Thursday, or do they mix? Because they'll have new content from these Florida tapings already. Probably just in the can. We'll probably get 2 weeks still from Newport, Kentucky, and then they'll go to these Florida tapings.
Okay. And this taping,
but if there's a big reveal, like a big debut or something like that, I could see a mixed taping set being aired.
Okay.
Because they're consistent enough where they kind of look the same. But although there is a key here, anything from the ring, my guess is that venue, they had to use that elevated ramp, and they probably won't have an elevated ramp here. I don't think they're going to that style. I think that was a necessity. So then it would be very awkward to have matches with and without the ramp. So, but they can tape obviously tons backstage, and that's probably more likely. Just we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Lisa, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Did you have any other thoughts on Havoc versus Tasha?
I sure didn't.
You did? Okay.
I sure didn't either. It was a fine match, though. It was weird to see the knockouts match so early in the card, right? Because it's normally next to last, and we got it, 4 matches from the final here?
Well,
matches?
It was 3 matches, 4 segments.
Okay. It just seemed like it was much further down the card than it normally is, because it's normally right before the men's world championship, right?
Right.
And there was a lot of knockouts.
There was. Oh, I'm not no shade. Just saying it was early it just seemed early, you know.
Yeah.
I get that the tag title match was a big match this time. Too.
Right.
That got pushed up the card. So.
Yeah, that was
kind of unnecessarily.
Darn right it was.
Oh, and then we know Bill is present.
I thought Joe lost his hat. Didn't we see Joe lose his hat?
From time to time, he loses his hat. And you don't make a Joe angry.
That's right.
Ooh, Joe did not have a good night. He really didn't.
So I did hear you saying though, but that was a stipulation because they didn't say anything to the crowd there that nobody could come to ringside during this match.
They said it in the back, right?
Okay, I figured that was a stipulation.
Yeah, I think they said that in the back with Gia, right?
With Gia?
Or maybe commentary said it. I don't remember, but they did say that no one was out, that nobody was out at ringside.
Yeah, it just helps solidify Tasha's knockout reign. It really does. You know, she beat Mickie James. She beat Rosemary. She beat Havoc. You know, all former champs. It's nothing to sneeze at. That's tremendous. She's really, like, we knew she could get there, but it's just a matter of how they book it and portray it. Yeah. And I feel like they've been doing a pretty damn good job.
100%. I think you hit the nail on the head too. I think we all knew she could get there. My only question ever about Steelz was what kind of champion would she be? And with a lot of hard work and help from Mickie to get her over, I think Tasha's been an incredible champion. I think Rosemary for the Havoc gave her a fantastic match. You're getting a good storyline just because Decay is a natural set. So Tasha got a nice long feud out of it. To me, this has been a really great run. Better than I had hoped for, honestly. Even though Steelz is my girl, I knew it was going to be sweet to see her win. I didn't know what kind of champion. You never know what kind of champion until they're there. You know, look at to me, Hangman Adam Page was much better on the chase. He's not a very good champion. I didn't find him interesting at all as champion. You know, but it's not his fault, right? It's just like sometimes that's how it is.
Tough. It's usually just about the chase.
So yeah, especially with baby face. Yeah.
Now we're pretty far into this, but I don't want to exclude you from the rest of it. Not that we're going to go back and review the whole thing, but is there anything from like the earlier like half of the show that you specifically want to talk about, Bill?
Hold on. I'm thinking here if there's anything specific. Continue on. I'll bring up some stuff possibly as we go through.
Okay. But yeah, so Tasha Steelz does retain, and she wins with the blackout. She won clean, so that was, you know, it's an even bigger win for her there, you know, because she didn't need Savannah Evans' help. So.
Oh, one question now that we have Bill here. Was the crowd flat for like half of this match, or did it just not come through? Because the crowd sounded really strong all night, but during this match, it sounded like they lost them for a bit.
Possibly. There were definitely some down times. I would say there was some during this match. Well, I said the same thing kind of with the Rosemary Tasha match. For some reason, And I was thinking maybe it's a size issue because obviously Tasha, like many of the knockouts, so they don't seem as crazy, are smaller knockouts. Mm-hmm. And Rosemary and Havoc are two of the larger knockouts. Like, so it seems like some moves just don't, and she does that like crucifix. Mm-hmm. That's a tough move to get on a bigger person. I and it kind of it's almost like she needs a secondary finisher for these bigger opponents. Well, because it just don't seem to flow well in there's certain times of the match where the flow isn't there. She's great the rest of it, but it's just there's certain moves that just they don't come off as clean, and I think that gets people a little hesitant. They're like, "Ooh, is that a mistake?" Or like, oh, what's going on here? So
I think I mentioned in the Discord, and I mentioned it somewhere beforehand. I had the same exact gripe that the crucifix bomb is tough to pull off on a larger.
Very tough. Like when it's similar size or even a little bigger, she can do it. But when you're talking
double her size,
like it's tough because you have to be able to really like handle like a wingspan with that move, and that's asking too much for some of those. So it's too bad that's a finisher. But for the most part, that doesn't affect her. Probably 95% of the time, most of her opponents, it's not an issue.
Yeah, I think she would have a handful.
Like I would imagine, like Taya would be an issue.
Yep, absolutely. She used to use the cutter as a finisher, and she's using it as like a setup. So I mean, they could have gone that way, but I think that would make Havoc look weak. So you don't.
I feel she pulled it off pretty good here, though.
They botched the first one. I really thought it was a great match. The only mistake was the crucifix bomb finisher, which when it happened, I was like, "Fuck."
I'd have to watch it again, but okay, gotcha. But then we go into the tag team title match. Settle down, Bill. You control.
Gotta settle.
We got them boys going after Violent by Design. Your thoughts on this crazy ass tag match?
This was a great match.
Yeah. What
this was tough. This one, when we were going over our predictions, Jay, this was one where obviously I gotta always root for Joe Doring, but
you have no choice.
Briscoes winning would mean they're probably here for a good bit, and that's better for the company. When you have the Briscoes, who pretty much are the biggest non-WWE tag team of the last 10 years that you could bring into your company. They've done everything, like on the indie circuit, Ring of Honor. New Japan. And they're originals. Yeah, New Japan. They're really a throwback team. That I know a lot of teams try to be throwbacks, but they are territory wrestling style to the fullest. And I think they work in Impact. I think those other companies, I don't know how they work there. I don't know how they come off there. They are unique. But they fit a company like an Impact Wrestling. They fit going into GCW doing things. So I think it's a perfect spot for them. And this was a good match. Eric Young he's doing his thing. Always entertaining. Now, I don't know if they spoke much before the show or kind of said why it was Diener filling in for Joe, or are they just going back to Freebird? We'll see what happens when it happens.
They mentioned that it was Freebird. That was
so that's kind of what they did during the first run they had. So
that I hate that. Here's a big complaint with the booking around Diener is as soon as he was in the match, I knew he was going to eat the pin and that the belts were going to change hands. That's bad.
Yeah, it hasn't happened all the time. Like I think there was one time during the first run where he got the win in a match. I was like,
but they built story to that for 2 weeks about him.
Yeah, because they were giving him Eric Young was like,
yeah, exactly.
Maybe you're out of here.
As soon as I saw him, I was like, I know the results of this match. Not that I can't enjoy the match still, but it kind of sucks to know almost like without a doubt what the ending is going to look like. So minor gripe, good match, but just a kind of a thing with booking around Diener in general. And I know you have to have guys like Karl, Machine Gun Anderson, G1 2012 finalist that eat pins a lot, but
honestly, that's tag team wrestling. There's always going to be the Genetti, and like honestly, with the
I get it.
Briscoes, Jay's probably not going to eat many pins almost ever. But Mark Briscoe, whenever they lose, I guarantee he's taking the pin.
And it is always going to be like that. But I'm finding minor complaints here. To me, overall, this show was a 10. I mean, it was just a fantastic show, period. So any gripes are minor.
Yeah, it's I try not to overthink it. I know we've talked about that before, and it does suck, sometimes, but I try to just enjoy the match for what it is. I mean, they lost as a it's not Diener lost, it's the team lost.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter who took the pin, but I get what you're saying. Hell, Joe even took a huge bump at the end there because Diener was thrown into him and he lost his hat. Nobody loses their hat.
You don't touch a man's hat.
Right. So he got knocked off the mat and he lost his hat, which, oh, dear God. I mean, they even did a close-up on Joe Doring after the match, and he just had this snarl on his face, like he was like just shaking his head. It's like, oh. What do you think, Joe?
I didn't like the bone.
Didn't like it. Sorry, Joe. It's You think it would have been different, Joe, had you been in the match?
Are you serious, Bone?
Hey, I'm just,
Who beats Big Joe?
No,
Nobody.
It's well, there you have it. And one thing we talked about before both of you were in here, there's always the discussion of, did it happen too fast for the Briscoes? This is kind of what Impact Wrestling does with someone new. We've seen it with other people. We've seen it with the Inspiration. They came in, boom, they won the women's tag titles. We've seen it with, I'm just trying to think of something off the top of my head. We've seen it with Deonna. We've seen it with Austin Aries. Boom, he's back. Boom, he wasn't even in his gear, and he took the belt from Eli Drake. Or was
Patron.
it? Oh, was it Patron? I thought it was
day
Eli.
one. No, I'm saying Patron was day one.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. So
day one.
It's what they do, and it's not that they're the only one that does it. We've seen it all through wrestling, all throughout history. You get the hot win, the fans go nuts. What do you guys think about the Briscoes here?
It depends on what you do with it. I made the case for the Inspiration. 6 months, you bring them in as champions to establish them as dominant right away. And then you spend the next 6 months getting the influence over, right? Because you've only got 6 months on that contract. That's brilliant. I loved the Inspiration's time in the company. They got the influence over. They seem like a big, credible tag team championship team. And that's largely in part due to the influence, or to the Inspiration coming in and becoming champions immediately. Great booking. The Briscoes they don't need to be booked anyway. They lose, win, whatever. They're going to be over as shit. To me, it's too early. Just because you had so much story, you could tell here with like a good babyface, chase for the belts, especially with guys like the Good Brothers around. You could have put it back on them, and had another banger for them. But I don't know, whatever. It's fine. The tag division is awesome now. We went from, like, remember when we had like no tag teams after the North broke up? It was like, oh shit, like OVE was done. We had nothing. LAX left. And now the tag team division is looking really, really strong. So adding the Briscoes, like Bill said, you're pretty much adding the biggest tag team in the world that you could possibly add. So, man, sky's the limit.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest addition to the tag roster besides having the stables we have, in and out between the Honor No More and the Bullet Club since the Good Brothers joined a few years ago. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, I would say the Good Brothers were a much larger shock and kind of a coup, though. Like, I think a lot of us thought Impact had a good shot at the Briscoes. But the Good Brothers, it was like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah, and I didn't want to assume anything with the Briscoes because in the long run, you really didn't know what was going to happen in another company.
Yeah, that's the thing. It seemed like the Briscoes were even more out of mind due to that. But I guess over the last month, 2 months, we were like, okay, now it's possible. But before that, it seemed like it wasn't going to happen because the Good Brothers obviously had that viral moment. But they also do. They obviously Karl didn't really have a connection, but it's pretty much fact that when they went to Pop TV, when agreed in principle to come back.
Yeah.
In fact, when he gave his word, strong as it.
You're breaking up, Bill.
They were coming with. Yeah, they were coming with them. So they want to come. They're in.
Yeah, I think just they bring so much energy with them. They really do. You know? So if you're new to seeing them boys in a wrestling ring,
that's me.
Please go back and watch some of their earlier stuff. And I'm not talking about 20 years ago when they were like, in the
they had their one match.
Yeah, they were like literally teenagers in the classic NWA TNA ring. I'm talking about go back and watch some of their stuff that they did with World's Greatest Tag Team. That was when I first saw them 10 years ago in Ring of Honor, and I thought that was tag team rivalry of the year. I loved it. Loved what they did together. It was insane. That Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin brought it, and them boys just gave it right back to them. Intense stuff.
No, great stuff. Like you could even go into some of the singles runs they had, like especially Jay, two-time Ring of Honor world champion. Like me and some of the guys we would go to Ring of Honor shows with, we'd always joke. Ring of Honor is having issues in the main event scene. Give the belt to Jay Briscoe.
Yeah.
He just fixes your problems.
Yeah, even when he was like, drinking wild turkey with a messed up shoulder or whatever the hell his little hiccup was injury-wise at the time. Oh, man, he was on fire.
But he's just very reliable. Like in-ring promos, it's a great ad. Like if I had to put together a company, they'd be near the top of the list. I'm not a huge. I might be going.
Yeah, you're cutting out, Bill.
Sure.
You got nothing.
Oh no!
Bill's like from the future. Bill's coming in through. Maybe Vincent is reanimating Bill right now.
There he is.
There he is. Good job, Vincent.
You did what I'm saying, man.
We basically missed all of that and did not get to dig on any of what you were saying because it was like that, kind of like the $6 Million Man, but not.
Alisha, did you have any other thoughts on this tag match with the Briscoes winning?
It was fun and exciting. Could have been anyone's game, but them boys took it, didn't they?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, and it certainly meant that they're sticking around for a while. And I hope it is a nice long run. I don't want to talk contracts and stuff. I'm happy they're part of it. It's a tremendous addition,
Yep.
All right. Then we get a bit of a hijacking, don't we? We get a Moose coming down to the ring and just throws the whole show off and
doing Moose stuff.
Doing
Moosing
Moose
around.
stuff. Yeah.
Moose tracks.
Moose tracks.
So we'll call it when he threatens to beat up the crowd and fuck up the show for Scott. It's called moose tracking.
And he shaved the porn stash off too.
I was gonna say he looked different.
I loved it, dude. Moose that was perfect. He grew the stash for the run, became world champion. We lost the belt, he shaved it off. That's how you do it. That's how you roll. I know when Moose was world champion on site. Like anytime I ever see a clip of Moose in the future, I'll know that was during his championship run.
Yeah,
It's good stuff. Love it.
There you go.
Good shit. Go Moose.
So he comes back. He's pissed off, says he's hijacking the show, and then he starts talking about jumping out of the ring and taking it out on everybody behind the barrier, all the fans that didn't appreciate him and turned on him and all that stuff.
He wasn't talking to Bill.
And no,
Yeah,
I think
he was definitely not talking to Bill.
it would have been.
I thought he was going, I don't know more with this promo.
It would have been an apocalyptic moment, and just Bill left standing. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Not Bill. And then the lights go out. And when the lights go out, you knew something big was going to happen. Everybody knew he was coming back, just didn't know how he was going to come back. But we knew when, and it was tonight. We got the return of Sammy, the Death Machine, Callahan.
In true Sammy fashion.
Baseball.
He pummeled the shit out of Moose.
Yeah, nailed him. Oh, love that poster. Good stuff right there.
It's really hard to do in the camera, though.
It's okay. We can see it. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, it's a Sabu moment. No, it's not Sabu. It's Sammy.
It's forever when the lights go out in a wrestling arena. It's going to be Sabu. Right. We always know that.
Right. Thoughts on Sammy's return? I thought it was a great opponent to either A, kick things off, or possibly, I want to throw this at you guys, just considering how Moose has been, and we've heard some little things here and there, even me personally. Did Sammy write Moose off of television?
Yeah. What?
No. Yeah.
I didn't get that vibe.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I never got that vibe either. No, to me, this seems like a natural feud. You want to bring Sammy back in with somebody that he's comfortable with, someone who's a safe worker, someone who he can tell a story with. Like, it just kind of makes sense to me that he comes back against Moose.
No, that's fine. I had to throw it out there because with Moose having the run he did, and he was banged up. I don't want to say necessarily injured, but he was hurt, especially when he came to my town and I was talking to him. Mm-hmm. So this was going, this wasn't just like, oh, it was like it happened the other day. This has been an ongoing thing. But, so yeah, I hope he does stick around, even if it is a lighter schedule, whatever it is that he's working through, because he's talked about it. If this is the feud, I'm down for it. I love it.
Could be good storytelling.
Yeah, he has to, because that's Moose took Sammy out. Legit.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, okay.
And that's a shoot, brother.
That's okay. I forgot that. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah.
Yeah, Bell's Boy, that cactus special was scary, by the way. It was Bill, how did that look live?
It was right in front of
you. I mean, I only watched it once, but is it me or did Moose's head just kind of maybe bend a little bit to the side on that? It looked pretty rough.
A pile driver, it's a joke that it's banned in so many states.
Right.
It is a dangerous move for big opponents. Once again, it's like we were talking about Tasha. It's a size issue. When you're talking a large individual like that, and a not huge individual putting them up, that's a risky play.
Yeah.
He seemed fine. He did seem fine, but it looks awkward.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. It's not injury related. It doesn't look clean, even though it's not a botch. It's not anything like that. But it just big. It just can't look like it normally does.
Yeah.
Cactus Driver 97 screams Tom Hannafin, and it looked like when Moose was up, he was tilting as he was coming down. So yeah, it looked a little off, but I don't think it looked like he was hurt anymore. In fact, if anything, it protected him a little more.
I winced.
Yeah, well, remember when Josh put him through the table? The C4 spike?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Moose is taking some bumps. For anyone that says that Moose doesn't take bumps, man.
Moose takes bumps.
Good example from another company, but yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin taking pile drivers can be
the guy from ECW.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, right.
Superstar Steve Austin.
Stunning Steve Austin, right? That guy.
Big stunning. He'll always be stunning to me.
The ringmaster. Oh, sorry.
Now, come on.
Who?
No, I joke about that.
What?
Because, well, Austin 316 was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So
Boo! I'm from Texas, and I'll do that. Boo!
No,
I was a rock guy. I was always a rock guy. Never an Austin guy. Always a rock guy.
So yeah, glad the Death Machine is back, healthy. Good stuff. Not complaining at all.
Yeah.
World title time. We've got Josh Alexander versus Ishii. Varied opinions I've seen online about this, even amongst our crew, which is fine. You know, we don't all have to love the same thing. I'm fine with that. In fact, I like it when there's a little more, we all didn't love it? Well, let's talk about it. Why didn't we? So what is the consensus here? Well, number one, let's talk about the match, and then if anybody has anything to say as far as Ishii going for the title, we can discuss that too.
Oh yeah, okay.
So number one, let's talk about the match. What'd you guys think of the match?
It's like a fucking 20-star match, right?
Big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah, fuck yeah, they were slapping each other's meat all over the place. It was awesome.
Strong style, yeah.
Dude, I was like anybody who watched in Discord knows, I was all about this match. This is right up there with Ace and Trey. I was like sweating the whole time. It's a great match.
You were sweating for all the wrong reasons, though.
Oh man, this match was so fun, dude. I love obviously we all love Josh because he's Josh, but Tomohiro Ishii has really won me over the last couple of years during the pandemic when I've started watching him. That dude is awesome. Both of these guys were just great. I love this match.
Yeah, I've seen him in some the never. What the hell's a New Japan title that he's had a few times?
The never open weight.
Never open.
The box weight. Never ever.
We're closing and we're never opening again title or something. Whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
They have so many titles. No, I don't mean to knock it, but it's
no. They did used to have way too many titles. Never open weight 6-man junior belts and shit like that. Like what?
I think the Briscoes won that in Japan. I think
they were the IWGP tag champs, or were they the junior tag champs?
Yeah, they had a few different ones. I think in their tenure as Ring of Honor guys going back and forth. But anyway,
I did have the meat sweats, Anna.
The meat sweat. There you go.
Oh, dude, during that match, I had the meat sweats big time. Just on the entrances, I was sweating. Ooh-wee.
But yeah, this is one, and Bill, I gotta give you credit for this because this is probably the match that I was least excited about, honestly.
What?
And let me say it. It's because, and I wasn't upset about Ishii having the chance because he came in. He's doing the States run, and I'm sure he's gonna do some indies, and he may show up in a couple other companies, which is fine. Get your shit in, because he's good. He's damn good, and everyone wants to see him. Everyone wants to book him. That's fine. But the fact that he came in and then all of a sudden had a title run, it's not so much that he went for the title. I think it's just people wanted to see this match because they know it's going to be a good match. So it's more about the match as opposed to,
yes,
let's not think about him really getting the title because I didn't think that was really an option.
Yeah.
Although the chance for Ishii while this was going on was not that the crowd didn't love Josh, but there was a lot more Ishii than Josh chance.
Yeah, and you're talking about a company that gave their tag titles the Finjuice and their world title to Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
And was going to give their X Division title to Sammy Guevara before he was a tool.
Wait, for real? Wait. They were going to put the belt on him? Mm-hmm. We know this for sure.
I'm pretty sure. I just didn't think he wanted to do business the right way.
Yeah.
Well, he's obviously a douche of the 10th degree, but man, they were going to belt him.
Well, I think they were going to belt him and then take it off him. And that was during the time where I remember nobody from AEW could lose a match, even in thought.
Yeah.
Christian Cage lost the world title and he's never been seen ever again. He's Marco Stunt. He's a tall Marco Stunt.
Oh,
that's brutal. That's
the guy that I do this for. But it's sad.
damn.
Sad. Hey, at least he's not wrestling tag matches on Dark Elevation with Swerve and Keith Lee.
I thought he was going to outwork everyone. He just worked us.
All right. Anyways.
Woo. Shots fired, yeah.
So I'll bring it back to the main event and actually the whole this to me kind of capped off a really perfect show. I liked every match on this card. I never got bored. It felt like it went really fast. I had 2 matches, the X Division title in this match, that either one of them could have been match of the night. Doing a 10-man properly is tough. This one was done really right. Several women's matches on the card. I wasn't here with you guys. Yeah, I wasn't here with you guys, but I really enjoyed the pre-show women's match. Giselle and Madison. Was it Giselle and Madison? Giselle and Tenille.
Well, that's the thing is it was actually brought to the main.
Oh, that's right.
Card.
The first, that's right. That was a good match. And they got like 10 minutes or whatever. So just a good show. Really good show all around. Much, in my opinion.
Standing ovation at the end of the match. And this is awesome.
Oh, for the ladies, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
This was to me a better card and a better show than Rebellion, even though it was free compared to Rebellion's $40, or not free, but like a special. Like these specials continue to elevate themselves and become not only canon but like must see. If you miss these, you're missing a lot. It didn't used to be like that. It absolutely is that way now. Good show.
Right? Yeah. They've made these special, especially with bringing in new faces. Surprises, dream matches, depending on who you like, Alisha, what'd you think of Ishii in this match and him keeping going for the title?
It's fine that he went for the title. I'm not as familiar with this guy as maybe you guys are, but I think they put on a hell of a match. The guy is the Stone Pitbull.
That's a cool name.
And you know what? He looks like it's a pitbull, so I'll accept it. Good job. Cool.
Oh, Alisha accepts it. We can't
accept it.
Him in Impact Wrestling.
I'll allow it.
There you go. I think my wife even said something about is there something wrong with his neck or something? Because he comes down like this, That's just his stature.
That's some great wrestling swagger. Nobody walks like him. Like he looks like an individual. I really dig this guy a lot. I've become a huge fan. He's awesome.
Right. It was funny is over the years looking at him and how it's interesting how New Japan shoots him with a camera and how like he was shot with the Impact camera. Mm-hmm. Very different. If you look at some of the old New Japan stuff when he's coming down, say like in a what's their big show, Wrestle Kingdom. When he's coming down the ramp, say with the never open weight belt, whatever, and he's facing, throw whatever name out there. He looks larger than life. And he is actually a lot shorter in stature. So, and that came off a lot more on the Impact side of things as opposed as watching him on New Japan, which is fine. I'm not knocking him for that. But it was just interesting seeing him. I was like, whoa. So like when he came out and he challenged Josh Alexander and they went nose to nose or however you want to say it, it was surprising to me. I was like, oh shit, here's Ishii and all that. And I was like, oh, he's a short guy. But man, he is one tough. I look at him like a guy like Sami Callihan. You may be short in stature, but he is one tough son of a bitch.
I'll beat the living piss out of you. There you go.
Oh my god,
he's a
totally did.
For a dude who is a hoss, he's little. He's like a little hoss.
Right. And
He's
we've
badass.
And we've seen that a lot throughout the years, haven't we? And especially in guys like, Sami Callihan, Jonathan Gresham is one of, critically one of the best pound for pound wrestling guys out there on any brand,
Yeah.
But yeah, so Ishii, just to wrap it up, Ishii put on a hell of a match with Josh. They beat the shit out of each other. And I ended up, because I went into this, like I said, I wasn't excited about it. By the end, I was sold on it. I was like, damn, that was a lot of fun. So,
yeah. Excellent. The thing about Josh for me, his runs, it's hard not to look at his X Division run and world title runs as like kind of one long run, because he has had more challengers on a more frequent basis of a higher caliber than any champion I can remember. And it didn't matter which fucking belt he was holding, whether it was an Iron Man match or taking on challengers from other companies. Every single match been hard hitting, like memorable matches. Josh, his run is becoming, it's going to be legendary by the time he's done. Josh is a special athlete.
Well, even his non-title matches where Scott gave him the gauntlet of opponents, it's like, you got to go through Murder Grandpa Suzuki. You got to go through Jonah. You got to go through Charlie Haas.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
God.
No, Josh has just had the caliber of opponents and the frequency at which he, dusts them is just incredible.
And it does allow them to kind of what they did here. And I don't know if they'll do it for like one of the big, obviously, Slammiversary could be it, or maybe other ones. Almost these special attraction matches with Josh, bringing in, because Moose alluded to that too. Like, I'm the man, so bring on my challengers. So we could be doing the same thing happening where they're bringing in, and like, people like it. But the one thing, and you noticed here, if it didn't translate to home, I can confirm it from being there. Ishii was the fan favorite in this match.
Over.
It was.
And it probably wasn't close.
No, it wasn't.
But that's the difference between if you're an impact, and this is, let's just say you're a casual wrestling fan and you go to that show, you're going to probably cheer Ishii over Alexander.
Yeah.
But if you're an Impact fan, you'll cheer likely Josh Alexander in this situation.
He's our guy.
So I think it's all a matter of, and I asked Dave, who was at these last two shows,
right?
It's like, what was your preference? TV or the pay-per-view? TV, he said. And I said, really? I probably agree with you that I love a good pay-per-view. I love good matches, but I like the storytelling. And you get that from TV, not from pay-per-views. You get great matches.
Yeah.
So it all depends what you're looking for from your wrestling. That's your all matches. The TV is your mix of matches and stories.
That's interesting. Okay.
And that's why a lot of times, and everybody always talks about attendance and pre-sale tickets. That's because people are buying the matches. For Impact, for whatever reason, people aren't buying the storylines. They want to know, I won matches. I won attractions. And I'm not going to buy your ticket until I know that a lot of the time. And that's something they need to kind of deal with as they continue to grow here, because slipping some of these announcements or these attractions, like say to everybody from Loud atop the mountain, Ishii is going to be in a match at the TV tapings as well.
Ooh.
Okay.
Promote that.
Okay. Nice.
But like when they did certain ones before, like when they had Suzuki coming in, and they're like, Suzuki will be in action in Vegas for TV.
Briscoes
will be in action in New York. Those are good messages, but they got to be obviously done more than just on social media, because a lot of people that buy tickets, unless they're local, they have to see that social media. You got to do it. And that's why, like I said, that's why I'm happy tonight. I saw, like, that's, once again, that's not huge, but that's a local wrestling crowd that you get a couple people to show up based on seeing that, you did well.
Right.
Because sometimes it's free, you're not even paying these guys.
And in the long term, this has set Josh up perfectly for a showdown with the Rainmaker Okada. So we have that to look forward to as well.
Because it's not
that's where we're headed, right?
It's not if, it's when, right?
Well, and keep in mind, we also have the impending return of some of our favorites, Kenny Omega. Him and Josh still have a match that they need to fulfill. So, we still have Omega versus Alexander to look forward to.
And there's a number of people that could still pop through the door, and we'll see. Another thing I just want to bring up real quick, because I know it's getting a little late. We're closing in on 2 hours. Just by the response that Ishii got, put something in my head, and I just want to throw it at you guys real quick before we wrap this up. Josh's hunt for the title, I think, is absolutely tremendous. Josh with the title could be a completely different thing. I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but it's going to be really interesting to see how his title run, now that he has it, goes.
Well, we talked about before how sometimes in certain cases the chase is more exciting than the actual reign.
It always is for the most part.
Yeah. So
unless you're a heel champion.
Yep.
Right.
It's tough for a baby face to do the chase and maintain it as a champion. Kudos, for all the thing, the Hulk Hogan's, the John Cena's. Honestly, those people that are able to do that, that's a tough task.
Yeah, I'm not
when you can
expecting
do
a long.
well, that's something, because most of the time the fans are going to turn on you.
Yeah,
And
I think he deserves a long run, but I don't think we're going to see a particular.
That's why you don't see those long runs for anybody anymore. It's just tough to maintain it.
Well, and now if Josh's run, if the success of Josh's run is predicated on variety of challengers and open, challenges and things like that, the crowd will turn on him, because eventually he'll run into Jay White or someone like that who they like better, or Kenny Omega will return as a face or whatever, and that's when Josh has to turn. So it's going to happen. I mean, that'll be it.
Or Sammy. I know the fans want a good run from Sammy as champ. What happens when that happens?
Sammy's got his eye on Josh. His promo said so.
Sammy deserves a good run too, not a transitional bullshit run.
He deserves a real run.
Right. I mean, I understood what happened before, but we didn't realize at the time what was going to happen afterwards. And of course, it got ugly. Sure. And we don't need to explain that one.
Rematch.
I just want to throw that out there because everyone's opinion varies a little bit sometimes, as far as I hope to God he does have a really good run. He deserves it. He is one of the best wrestlers going right now. And in my opinion, in my professional podcasting
there it is. 2 hours in.
Better late than ever. If it's a mix of Impact faithfuls on the roster and we'll just say dream matches, like someone from New Japan coming in, like an Okada or Takashi or I know I screwed that name.
Tanahashi.
Yeah, that's the guy. I'm sorry. My apologies. You know who I was talking about. If it's a healthy mix, I'm okay with it. And even if he does turn heel and we get an authentic Team Canada, 2.0 or whatever, just another version of it. I'm good with that too. I'm good with whatever. He's a tremendous wrestler, and I just hope he stays healthy.
Absolutely.
So, final thoughts on this.
Man, great show. Like I said, Mia Yim, super dope entrance, super dope. Look and everything. Meg, just super happy to see her back. I know I keep saying super, but
now that's one thing that I did notice. Is that very similar to what her entrance was?
No, I explained this to them, I guess, before you got here. So her original character idea she pitched at NXT, they never let her do it. It was shot down. It's like a gaming, like kawaii type ninja character. So clearly Impact has said yes to this because they had the Kitsune masks. That's what it is, Kitsune masks. And like all the neon and just the new gear. Like it looks like she's got what she wanted out of her gimmick. So
okay, so like the light beer version of that was Retribution.
No,
Retribution was just
garbage.
Just a hot mess.
Yeah. No, this like I said to you earlier, I feel like
they just stood with masks on. That's my reference for them. All I knew is they would just stand there with masks on
and threw garbage cans out back. That's it.
Yeah, I'm excited for Mia's return. The Knockouts division is so ridiculously good. It's so silly to think they just added Mia Yim. Like holy shit. Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Between the tag division now. All the stables there are.
The X division is the best it's ever been. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
company's in a good spot. All the divisions are in tip-top shape right now. Lots of challengers, lots of storylines, lots of challenges, people coming in and out. Always something going on. I mean, look, Bill's like always on the road because things are going so well. They're traveling nonstop.
Yeah. All right.
Slow it down.
Yeah. Let's do our socials and mosey on out of here. All right. Alisha, where can they find you?
On Instagram and Twitter and lurking in the Discord under Alisha BKK.
In the Discord. Go hit up
Discord.
that Discord. The invite is in the description. There we
Follow
go.
the claw.
Follow the clock. Bill, where can they find you?
They can find me most likely at my name, William M. Gardner, on the Twitter until Elon decides what may happen with that, and if he's charging, I'm out. But until then, you can find me there, and then obviously at a show near you, if it's Impact Wrestling, or maybe if it's something else, maybe you'll see me. But see me at the shows.
There you go.
You were at something much more colorful tonight. All right, Mark, where can they find you?
You can only find me creeping around the Discord. So find the link in the description and you will find me on the Discord. Oh, or on the show account, Twitter, at We Talk Impact.
There you go. And
That's
you can find me over on the Twitter box at JBone5150. That's JAYBONE 5150. You can also find me over on that other little podcast called Smashes Podcast. Go check out all the links in the description of the video. Losing my voice, so I'm not even going to try to ramble them all off right now. But you guys can do that at your own pace. Go check out the audio. What's that, Alisha?
We should make a graphic so you guys don't have to list it off. Just pop it up on the screen.
Yeah, it'll just be a little video. Trent will come in.
We should actually, so Trent can still be part of the program.
We need a fresh soundbite from Kyle to do like the Trent imitation too.
Oh yes. Yes.
We need that. So all right. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry it was a little late. It wasn't the night of like we like to do so often. But thanks for everyone. Thanks for the tips. Much love. Come back tomorrow for Team TNI UK, and then we'll be back Thursday for the fallout from Under Siege. Much love, everyone. Good night.